Do you hear that? Do you hear that?
Who's making that noise?
Studio 3?
Is that you, God? Listen to the podcast.
Listen to our podcast.
Who do you think you are?
Now, if you please open your Bible and turn to page 74. Today we are going over what's page.
Who's making that noise in the second pew? We have a child-proof room. We're trying to pray. Do you remember those rooms? Did you go to churches like that?
I went to church, but I don't remember those rooms.
You
Where were
don't?
they?
It's like rooms that if you have like a newborn baby or something like
Did
that.
your church ever have like a smoke section? in
Dude,
the
I've
church?
been lit.
Dude, it was like closed off
Smoking
with glass
weed with
and shit.
God.
No, not weed, dude. Cigarettes for those fiends that can't get, those heathens that can't get. Wait 35 minutes for mass to be over and have a cigarette.
Yeah, no. Have you gone to that kind of church?
No, but that'd be weird, wouldn't it?
It had to have been a thing at some point, right?
I'm assuming so. I mean, airports did it for a while.
Airplanes. I think that would have been.
People used to smoke on airplanes.
I think that would be really
God,
cool.
That would have been crazy.
Did you experience like smoking in?
Indoors?
Yeah.
Like me personally smoking?
Mm-hmm.
No, but there's pictures of me when I was a baby that my aunt would be holding me or something,
Yeah.
and she'd have like a cigarette right by my head.
You're that little tamale cigarette holder.
Yeah, baby. I was that little tamale ashtray.
Hey, Pedro, don't huff it.
Yeah. What was before they knew like that shit was bad for you, man?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Kind
That-
of.
that-
I mean, the
it's-
90s? The 90s were...
Well, the 90s, you definitely knew by
I
then.
mean,
You definitely knew.
yeah, but
But
come
it's
on.
hard to kick. It's hard to kick nicotine. It's crazy. I mean, because the 60s and 70s, like doctors would approve it.
Yo, they like write prescriptions for it.
Yeah. No, but no, there's not. I've never been to, but I was part of we would go to kind of like a Denny. It was called Sherry's. Yeah.
Sherry's?
Like a Denny's
an
kind of like a,
SH?
yeah. It's like a
I would've
late night
not- I
diner
would have
kind of
not
place.
stepped foot in that door, man.
But yeah, we were those kids that would just chain smoke and drink coffee
Damn.
and get pie. Those were the glory days.
Those were-
Smoking in diners was great.
Like at the bar at a diner?
Oh yeah,
With
and
a
then
checkered backsplash and
yeah,
shit?
then
yeah.
I did have I think there was about 1 year of my life where I could smoke in bars too before, because Seattle was one of the last places to get rid of it.
To ban that.
Yeah.
I remember I was working at then Jillian's,
Yeah.
now Dave and Buster's,
Right.
when that rule came into play, or that law rule. Yeah. Law.
Yeah.
Um,
What did it start with here? It was like, because ours was in Seattle, I'm saying you can't do it inside, and then it's like 20 feet from the entrance, and they kept on going farther and farther. I mean, there's some cities I think you can only smoke at your house even.
really?
Like I'm pretty sure like
Damn.
Burbank, California, and then a couple
That's-
places around New York.
That's hella progressive right there.
It's something.
No, it started with you can't smoke like in the restaurant, and then for a while it was only at the bar that you could smoke.
Oh yeah, there's like sections.
Yeah. And then it's like, okay, now, we're going to ban that too.
Mhm.
Going to ruin all the fun here.
Right.
And then you couldn't smoke indoors at all anymore.
It's just kind of crazy how they have kind of made such a taboo out of smoking, even though obviously it's terrible for you.
Yeah.
But you're at a bar, like sipping Jack and Cokes or whatever it is, and
Yeah.
you're smoking too. Like,
It's okay
what's
to...
the number of deaths from alcohol? I would even guess alcohol is higher than smoking. No,
Probably.
like it's got to be responsible for.
We can
more
look it
deaths.
up.
Yeah,
Let's do that, huh?
let's see.
Let's do that.
More deaths.
What?
and,
What is it?
like,
What causes more deaths?
causes?
What a thrilling episode this is, huh? We're both on our
Well, when you
devices.
say that out loud like that, it really throws it off.
Alcohol or cigarettes?
Smoking kills more people than alcohol, AIDS, car accidents, illegal drugs, murders, and suicides
Well,
combined.
I think we find the answer there.
We were slightly off. Damn. That's crazy.
That is crazy, man.
And that's what year is this from, I wonder?
Probably like last year.
Probably at least the 90s. I mean, it doesn't look terribly new, but I mean, I'm sure that number would have been higher back
How
in the
long
day.
did you
that,
smoke?
I smoked from when I was about 18 to 25, 26.
Okay.
But for a good 3 or 4 years where I was doing like a pack a day.
Damn.
And then a lot of in between kind of, I mean, like my grandpa had lung cancer. They were both smokers. So that I know like the addiction runs in my family, and also like that cancer clearly runs in your family. Like I've always seen, like I have a lot in common with that grandpa. So I was always kind of fighting it.
Right.
Like, you know, I already have so many self-destructive habits, but that's what happened was in Seattle, I would drink heavily, smoke weed, and then I smoked cigarettes. And then you're only making so much money. And then if you're smoking a pack a day, like in a restaurant job, you know, Seattle has what they like locals call a fun tax, because a pack of Marlboro Reds, and this is like 2000, I don't know, 12, 13, they're like $13.50.
God damn.
Yeah, so it was easy to quit at that point because the money, it's fucking a lot.
$13.50.
Yeah, because when I even moved here the 6-7 years ago, I was like $5.25 for cigarettes. Like what the fuck? And it's the same for booze too. Like a fifth of, I don't know, let's say like Jameson, which I drank a lot in college. That was like $36, $42.
What?
And you felt like, oh,
for a fifth?
Yeah. And then you came here and it was like $19.99. I was like, what the fuck?
Give me 3 of these bitches.
Yeah. So me and the girl that I moved down here with, like, we were kind of like setting ourselves up for failure because we were already like, all of a sudden, alcohol just got cut in half.
Damn.
Yeah. So
I can admit, I can see that.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're like, woo. But I never really started smoking again. I just started doing like snus things when we did a 30-day challenge. Now I'm addicted to that nicotine.
Nice. But I mean, at least this, and I think they're called snooze.
Everybody says them different. Like then there's some gas station people are just like,
huh?
The tin? I'm like, it's not. Yeah.
Yeah. Freaking idiots.
The thing for kids I'm selling to outside.
Yeah.
It's not for me. I'm
Did
31.
Yeah, like I read on because I got a pack when those first came out too.
Yeah.
And I read on the back of it, it said pronounce snooze.
Oh, and it's
like moose.
And
it was like the little wordplay that they threw in there, and I was like, oh, that's why it like
moose.
Snooze.
What did I say? Snus?
Yeah, I think so.
Who knows? I mean, I say a lot of things
but
wrong.
I mean, that's dude. I double that.
That I say a lot of things wrong, or that
no, that I say a lot of things wrong. Samesies.
That's cool, man.
I just didn't want to be a white basic bitch, you know. Sames.
No latte. I hate all those stereotypes too.
Why?
Let them run their pyramid schemes. You know what I mean?
That's true, man. To each their own.
They're
right?
grinding too.
I guess
that's
a
more
hustle's
fire
a hustle,
than your
man.
fucking mixtape. You know what I mean?
That's true,
Who's to
man.
say?
That's true.
It's not really fair.
But I totally lost my train of thought.
Have you ever been in a pyramid scheme before?
You know, selling Tupperwares for a while. No, I'm just kidding. No, I've never been in one.
I knew one of my friends got into
Avon.
one.
I heard Avon's like a fucking pyramid scheme. My mom was kind of doing
soap?
that shit.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of them that are around that seem even more legit than others. But like the ones that my friends did, it was like you pay $100 to get on this Xbox waiting list. And then, so what happens is the more people you go, it's like you move higher in the list because that 100 then goes to the top person as more, you know what I mean? So it's like this, but obviously eventually like some people are going to get fucked out of it. But they never got it.
You were in it? You were
two of my really good friends were.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, right when the Xbox first came out. They're like, we're going to get it. We're part of this thing. And I was like, I mean, $100 is a lot of fucking money.
What's your logic there? You know, if you put both of your $100, you're halfway there, man. You can almost buy this shit.
Yeah. I feel like I'm in a Ponzi scheme right now.
Why?
Because I ordered this fucking sweatshirt like 2 months ago. It's taking forever to.
Was it from the Wish app, bro? Come on. I told you to stop ordering
I guess
from that.
Nike is about the same. Damn, dude.
Was that a child labor joke?
Something like that. I mean, maybe now that I said that out loud, I'm like, shit, I don't think the factories are still in China, but if they are, that'd be dangerous because.
And cheaper, maybe.
Yeah,
So.
they need some of those.
Wait, why is it taking so long? Have you reached out to them?
Yeah, they said, oh, it should send by the end of this week. So we'll see.
They always say that shit.
So
bro. It should probably be in the next couple days.
You guys will see because when I get my drip going on with that, it's going to be unstoppable.
Yeah. What do you have to say about my drip today, man?
That's pretty nice.
You like it?
Yeah.
Thanks, man. You usually like fucking bashing me down about my drip.
Well, I mean,
kind of like my buttoned up pineapple shirt that I wore the other day.
I understand. What do you mean? I was laughing so hard at that.
Why?
Just that it was fun. It was a funny exchange
That
between
was.
us
Yeah,
and
you guys-
people that had been on the podcast.
You guys roasted me pretty good.
Yeah.
But then I roasted myself in self defense.
That's a good move.
That's
That's what you have to teach your friends.
Yeah.
Or your kids. I guess you could teach your friends too.
Kid, plural.
Your friends are kind of like
I don't know
your
if we're going to
kids.
have another one, man, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, it's like one and done, I think.
Oh, really?
I don't know. It's
You could always get a clone.
That's true, huh?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, just double it up.
Would you do that?
No.
Why?
I don't think so.
Why?
Because the technology's not all there.
I mean, yeah, but they're like, "Hello, Pedro. We have a mission."
It'd be like Pet Cemetery when like the kid comes back all fucking Resident Evil like.
What's a Pet Cemetery?
You've never seen that movie?
No, I haven't. The old one or the new one?
The old one, Dougie. The
No.
new one, I didn't see the new one.
Me either. Not a big movie guy.
But yeah, shut the fuck up. I actually just watched Midsummer.
Oh yeah,
Which
what'd you
was-
think?
It was, I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I liked it a lot. The cold tea type of feel.
and it was so
It was so-
colorful and vibrant.
It was so vibrant, and then they also did something with sound
Yeah.
that was just like the music was just so intense, and
Right,
the
right.
dialogue was like, kind of not whispering, but like very calm, very
Mhm.
laxed, kind of, and then you knew something popped off when that fucking music or the organs hit,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something, and I was like, damn, dude. And then yeah, it's so vibrant and so colorful, and it's like so sinister at the
Mhm.
same time, which
Yeah.
is I enjoyed it. Rachel's like, we're not watching that.
I'm kind of surprised. 'Cause I thought she liked some of that dark stuff.
Well, she's like, why do you want? I think a lot of her thoughts have changed, with the baby and all that.
Mhm.
And also the baby she wasn't watching it, but like she was in the room in her little swing,
Yeah.
not facing the TV, not watching whatsoever, but she was still in the room. And then she's just like, why do you want those kind of thoughts in your head? And I was like, it's not that I'm just enjoying this movie, you know?
Right.
And then the other night, she's over there turning it on Sabrina the Teenage Witch, which is like literally they're
Yeah.
chanting demonic,
Yeah.
just like, oh, yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
fucking just, they're literally doing chants. This was
Right.
this was paganism in Midsummer, but it's
I mean,
not like
Sabrina would say it's probably kind of paganism too, right?
no, for sure,
different
but
degrees.
that's definitely more satanic than Midsummer. I would
Oh
say.
yeah. The thing for Midsummer for me was I wish I knew more of the kind of pagan
Yeah, rituals. and
yeah,
all that.
because like when the guy dies in the sacrificial, the bear costume at the end when they burn down that.
Yes,
Like
yeah.
I was wondering what that.
Did
what
we look
that-
it up?
No,
Should we?
I think I might have. I don't know. I can't remember. I'll tell,
Dude,
like,
how about the
that
guy
in the
that-
tent, like the yellow?
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
you know what I mean. Like I know there was a lot of symbolism in there that like that wasn't really sure about, but it was
Right.
so good movie. I love those A24 movies, and that guy makes. I feel like he did Hereditary. He did The Witch, he did Midsummer, and then he did The Lighthouse. So, and like Lighthouse is my favorite out of like the ones that he's
Yeah.
done so far.
I think I saw that on Prime, but I have to buy it.
Probably, yeah. But I don't think he's done one that's like, I think like one of his next movies will probably be like one of the best.
You think so?
I mean, he just, he has a I mean, I don't even know if it's a he or she. I'm kind of assuming. I'm pretty
Damn,
sure
dude.
I've seen
You
it.
gender
A guy's
specifying,
name
huh?
there, yeah. But it's he's good. I like that. I like it.
Okay, Noakes. Let's not do that today, huh?
Come here. All right. What are we talking about? Oh yeah, the church is silent rooms.
Oh yes, yeah. You put the little
Yeah,
baby.
so you
No, they did have those.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
it was in the back,
Where you,
and a
yeah.
little speaker in there. I never sat in there.
That'd be a terrible place to go. It's like, well, I'm just gonna go to crying babies.
Yeah,
Usually a couple of them are sick.
just stay home, dude.
No.
So, ask for forgiveness next Sunday.
Yeah.
You
I
know
mean,
what
he's
I'm
probably gonna be more mad at you for bringing your crying child to
Yeah,
church.
or sick,
Yeah.
snotty fucking kid.
Oh.
You bring this into the house of God? How dare you?
I always wonder that too. Or it's always funny, like parents. At what age do you let your kid bring in something to draw and something toys to play with?
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm gonna,
Yeah.
And then after toys, it's like video games. How long can I play video? I remember I'd be able to play. I'd always try to play video games as long as into like the opening as I could, until it's like put that
Before
away.
church?
Yeah, just like because you sit down, you wait. There's a lot of like the
Right.
formality stuff. I was like, do I gotta put this down now?
Well, I was an altar boy, you see, so
Yeah.
I wasn't.
There's no Game Boy.
There's no Game Boy for me, man.
Game Boys were the shit.
Game Boys were the shit, dude. Especially when the Game Boy Color popped out.
Yeah, that was.
I remember it didn't even have like an LED screen. It didn't light up.
I know.
You had to buy the like little extension light
right
that plugged into the port and gave you, and then your batteries died twice as quick, but it didn't matter because you could play at midnight.
They sold
under your fucking covers, just like catching
Keep
Pokemons,
going.
bro. I'm Ash catching.
And there's a magnifying glass too on one of them.
Oh,
There's
yes,
like a
I do
magnifying
remember
and the light.
magnifying glass.
And there's a read,
sure.
like they even had like a reading attachment. Like somebody's like, I'm gonna use my Game Boy to help me read.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I remember where it was like the SD one or something. It was the one that folded. The little that was like that thing was slick.
That was the first one that had touch.
Did it have touch on there? Yeah,
It had the little.
you're right.
It had the pen.
Yeah, they just didn't utilize it very often.
Then
they
got 2 screens.
Yeah, it was 2. No, I'm talking about the old school one. It was just a little square.
Yes, advanced.
And
You're the Game Boy Advance.
That for me, that was the first one. I was like, damn, this is fucking high.
Because that was like more of a remote, like a video game remote.
And just how small it got and everything. Like, this is a little bit. Yeah, then they got real intense. I love playing.
You remember the brick one?
It's like the OG. Oh yeah, the thing was huge.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Kill your sister with it.
Oh, you could probably commit a couple murders with that, and go, without serving any jail time too, because they wouldn't suspect a Game Boy to be the.
That's true.
The murder weapon there.
Yeah, video games made me do it.
Well, that's probably when everybody started pulling that excuse out of their ass.
I don't know if they pull it out of their ass, but I could probably fit a Game Boy in my ass.
The old brick ones?
What?
Churches.
That wasn't me.
And the rooms.
Yeah.
The smoking rooms and the
in
churches.
The smoking rooms, yeah, the quarantine rooms. Are you afraid of this coronavirus, all that stuff going out? Do you think it's hype?
I think it's hyped,
Me
man.
too.
I think honestly, I've not really read, but I've kind of browsed and skimmed some articles where it's saying like, you should be more aware or more afraid of the flu.
Mm-hmm.
Like that type V shit or that B, I don't know, whatever you fucking got.
Whoa, me?
Like,
why call me out, dude?
Sorry, man, but you didn't use protection, so, and that's what you get.
Yeah.
No, but there's something I don't know. Maybe it's a conspiracist in me. Is that how you say it?
Sure.
It is today. Maybe it's just my thoughts, and it's like the media has just been hyping it up and pushing it, and then there's also a part of me that's like, are those the actual numbers? Like,
right?
Or the
20,000 infected, the 400 dying
that we've gotten those numbers from China. Are those accurate? Like, or are they feeding us bullshit too? Just are they playing it down, or it's
that's
like,
what I think. Because I mean, this is like from World Star Hip Hop videos.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, that's a great
vessel.
Yeah.
But yeah, because there's this one doctor that was over
World
there.
Star!
And he was they have legit videos too, okay? And he was trying to tell the Chinese government for like a while. He's like, we need to take this seriously and start quarantining people. And they weren't taking it serious. It's like Chernobyl. And then he got sick, and like that keeps on happening. And there's been like random nurses that will post videos on there like showing the hallways and like all these dead bodies. And like it's worse than, and that could all be hype too. But I also think it's kind of crazy how governments do want to downplay when they have like catastrophes happening, because they don't want the world to see that they're vulnerable. I mean, China having an infectious disease like that with it's like 14 million people in that small ass city.
Yeah.
And one's just as big around it. Like that's going to spread, and it's happened in the past before.
For sure.
And it'll happen again. If it's not this one, there'll be another one. But I also see it being a little bit of.
It's also like, was it lab made, like part of their biological warfare? I saw
one thing on that, and then
or they came from the bat soup or something,
quick. Or snake, I think they were saying
snake, whatever.
But yeah, I mean that's also a thing, dude. It could have totally happened with I could see governments slowly trying to kind of destroy like societies and stuff with that. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah,
that's such a sneaky way. Like us owing China so much money already, and they could overpower us by numbers.
Yeah.
And it's like I wouldn't put it past our government at all.
Well, for the first time in like 50 years, the CDC is holding how many was it? Like, It was an airplane that was coming from China.
Yeah.
That they're holding like 95 of them on a 14-day quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, that's what they told them. They're like, yeah, we're just not mandatory 14-day hold.
Yeah.
And then a couple of people are like, all right, well, I'm just gonna go home if it's not mandatory. It's like, oh no, now it's
So it's a
now we're
mandatory.
closing off. Now
Yeah.
you're staying here for 14 days.
Yeah.
Because I guess that's like the hot spot for coronavirus
Yeah.
to like breed, or you can tell if
Yeah.
symptoms start popping up and whatnot.
I also saw like a little video.
So that's pretty insane though. For the first time in 50 years, that's being implicated.
Right, just
That
quarantine.
the CDC is quarantining.
No, but didn't they do that with like SARS or the bird flu last year? Because I remember seeing people like get off planes and being in these like little like plastic tents, and they had to stay there too.
What, the 2319 hazmat suits?
Yeah, and I feel was it SARS or was it the bird flu?
I don't know.
It was one of those, and I feel
But I
like
don't
they were
think
doing
they
the
were
same
quarantined for
No?
like mandatory quarantines.
thing.
Because they sent homie in Tempe back home. They're just like, yeah, just go home, sleep it off, rest.
Damn.
It's like, God damn, I don't think that was handled very well either.
Hey,
Like,
you're good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to get
take
sick.
some cough drops, boy.
Don't get our hospitals sick, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
Go home.
Yeah, I don't know, man. There's fucking diseases everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, the flu's been going around for ages,
Yeah.
and like, I don't know. You just gotta, take care of your body, take care of yourself.
Yeah, I saw somebody and like so much of what we're talking about, like I don't even know like how true, but somebody's like, if you're worried about that, it's like it's because you're too lazy to wash your hands. Like it might be something that small of a way to
Yeah.
get sick. Because I saw this video of a Lysol, one of those cleaning, I don't know, companies like went for like a spray,
Yeah, all-purpose cleaner.
Yeah, and it was under the diseases on the back of the can from like 5 or 6 years ago, and it said coronavirus, the Wuhan corona, protects from that. So like it's been around for a long time.
Well, coronaviruses have been around for a long time.
Exactly.
This
Yeah.
is just a particular maybe
strain
mutated
of it. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, because it does come from animals.
Yeah.
From what I've browsed, and don't quote me on this because I ain't said shit.
Yeah.
As my boy Easy, R.I.P. Shout out to your boy. Said, that animals tend to have it, and then this was the first time it's been transmittable from animals to humans. That's what the mutation was.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So, yeah, man, who knows?
Yeah. I don't know. I think people get it is funny when you like kind of take yourself out of the news or being scared of things, like because it's scare tactics in a way. Like if you have Fox News on or CNN or MSNBC, it's like every 10 15 minutes like new coronavirus, Arizona and New York City, Florida. It's like in numbers higher, 200-day fortnight. It's like yeah, but aren't that many people dying from McDonald's or
For
something?
sure,
You're
yeah.
like, wait a sec, like
Obesity.
yeah, that's and not to I mean
Downplay the corona.
or downplaying anything. It's like with like Kobe Bryant, for example. Like, we haven't really talked about that.
R.I.P.
And-
Kobe, baby.
Yeah, and I mean that it came out of nowhere, and it was shocking. I think it affected so many people because they looked up to him and saw him as a hero and whatnot. But and then his daughter died. That
was honestly what
made it so really
heartbreaking
sad.
for me. I like. Okay, maybe it's just me being fucking an asshole.
Yeah.
Or what's the word I'm looking for?
Dickhead.
Dickhead,
Stupid.
asshole, just fucking,
Waste of space.
Oh, come on.
Dressed like
man.
somebody I wouldn't trust with my kids.
God.
Dressed like somebody I wouldn't trust walking my dog.
Am I under a bridge somewhere panhandling for love or what?
Nobody's giving
Come
you
on.
shit with that little get up on.
Look, he was a legend. He was a great player, but he also was accused of he raped somebody, allegedly.
I reopened that case too because I knew of it, and I was like, I'm surprised. I remember the news broke. I was like, I'm surprised nobody else, the social justice warriors aren't attacking for that reason yet. And I mean, it was a matter of 20 minutes before I started seeing it, and I was like, before I say anything, I want to reopen, see what he was accused of and what happened, what unfolded. I don't know if you did that as well.
Semi. I mean, she they were hot and heavy. From what my understanding is, they were hot and heavy. She tried to say no, and then he kind of push things forward.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah, she was like a 19-year-old hotel.
Do you have coronavirus? Can I hit this?
I might. And she was like gonna give him a tour of the place, and I guess just his attitude was kind of weird. He ended up saying that it was consensual sex, but the next morning she went to the police station to get a rape test kit, and then they found blood, weird bruises and stuff like that. That wouldn't happen from consensual sex.
Yeah.
And then then he bought her, like his wife, that $4 million diamond.
Yeah, so I mean,
all these the case got dropped probably because of money to like silence
dude.
What's it called, the non-disclosure agreement? Is that what it's called, when you can't talk about anything? I bet you that shit happens all the time that we're not aware of.
Yeah, and y'all had 17 years to for the social justice warriors to criticize and scrutinize, and y'all said nothing. Like, it was.
I was kind of surprised he came out of it. Like, I don't know.
I think it was slightly before the Me Too.
Yeah, because
It was 2003.
Yeah,
Me Too happened like 2 years ago, dude. Like that's when things really got heated. And
Cosby was still doing it.
Cosby was going full strength, baby.
Then Kobe just changed his number, and everybody's like, they forgot.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know. So, look, I get it. R.I.P. Kobe.
Yeah, it's really sad. And they also shouldn't have been in a fucking helicopter.
Why?
Because it was foggy as hell, and a normal pilot that day wouldn't have been allowed to fly, but he asked for like special clearances because he just like it was ego. He's like, I can get you guys there. I'm the best.
Damn.
But it's like, you don't fuck with nature like that. You know what I mean? It's you don't do that.
Yeah, I think we've learned through the past.
Yeah, it's we get this like, it's the animal in us that like wants to like. It's not like a dick showing contest, but in a way, it's like you want to be the best at what you're doing, especially like impressing people. There's some people that always want to impress everybody.
Yeah. For sure.
It's like, I need to make that person like me. And I think I probably did that a lot more when I was younger too. And I
know I definitely did it when I was younger, for sure. And maybe still like occasionally like, oh,
there's certain people you want to be like, you want to be good
like,
at
hey,
you.
I can get you free golf, man, at a very exclusive club if you ever want to go play. Like, I'm good with that. Okay. Thanks. Oh, excuse me.
What was that?
That was a fart, baby. That was a good little cut of the cheese. Ooh, and it smells like it too.
Oh no!
Damn. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being
pessimistic,
insensitive.
Yeah, I mean, I'm insensitive to it too. I was a Michael Jordan guy, but and it is sad. It's and you watch it's like you said with the daughter. You see those pictures. I'm sure with you having it too. You're like, fuck, that's so sad.
Yeah.
Like, I would imagine the last minutes on that helicopter, and you're just holding your daughter, being like, I can't protect you. Like, that's fucking.
It's
heavy.
tragic. That's tragic.
Yeah.
For sure.
And then even just thinking of the other people on there too. Just, I don't know, those moments that you're about to go, like, that's just got to be, your adrenaline's got to be just. I mean, you got to be high as fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, there's probably people that you probably pass out before that.
Yeah.
Which would probably be the way to go, but
yeah,
just because of the shock and then the panic and adrenaline rushing, like, this, y'all hitting the ground pretty hard, and you just fucking know it, man.
Sad, dude.
Kind of like when the people threw themselves off of the World Trade Center. It's like they were dead before they hit the ground too.
Yeah, those pictures.
Those images
are
were
intense,
crazy
dude.
too, man.
I don't know what I would do. I don't think until you're in a fight or flight situation.
And that's what it is. That's when the body, the instinct takes over.
I think I'd be I would even, I don't know, but maybe I would just jump.
Have you seen that? They have it.
That's like, we just get high and we're just talking about jumping off of buildings and shit.
That
works. Hey, remember 9/11, dude, jumping off of? Would you rather burn alive? Would you rather burn alive in the stairwell, get hit by concrete, or jump out of a window?
I think instantaneously would be hit by concrete.
But also, though, yeah, right, it would. And I bet you jumping and flying like that is like a little bit liberating.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
I'm not joking. Like, I feel like, I mean, like, think about that. I mean, people jump off fucking buildings with bungee cords, with squirrel suits.
Yeah.
Like, we go on roller coasters. Like, we like that feeling.
For sure. And it's a great feeling, but it's not a great feeling when you're forced to do it because the building's on fire.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, those people probably die in the air before they hit the ground.
You think so?
You pass out, man. There's
Yeah.
just like so much adrenaline coursing.
I just-
blood rushing, blood pumping.
You're a completely
Some people
different
pass
human.
out.
I
You
mean,
know
you're a
how-
different human.
Oh,
like,
for sure.
All the different chemicals that are gonna be firing off, like you're.
You know how people pass out on like the slingshot ride at the
Oh,
fair or
right.
something like that? Like it's a similar thing because
those are concerning.
your body can't fucking take that
Yeah.
shit. So it's like, I'm gonna take a quick nap and you'll wake up in 6
Oh.
seconds. Like
Those are fight. I don't under.
I would never
I
go
like
on
roller
there.
coasters and stuff, but those like I'm like, are you trying to give yourself brain damage?
Yeah, I would never go on that because I know I'd be the one in the video just flopping around
Would
like
you?
the sales fucking air tube at the car dealership, just fucking wailing everywhere, man.
Yeah.
Like that would be me.
You think so?
I guarantee it because I've come close to passing out on like roller coasters.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Multiple times.
Maybe like twice.
Like
I think
real
we were,
roller
like, in
coasters too?
Yeah,
So,
Six
like, Six
Flags.
Flags,
Yeah,
okay, not
yeah,
like
yeah.
Disney
No,
rides.
we're not
Okay.
taking the Star Wars simulator
Yeah,
at
yeah.
Disneyland.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Although that is a fun ride and I recommend it too.
Yeah, dude, I cannot wait.
So now
for-
I do those little baby rides, man, because I'm afraid. I'm honestly afraid of like roller coasters and like.
I'm surprised they let you ride a dress like that.
Well, sometimes I didn't meet the height requirement either. So shut the fuck up, man.
Damn.
Just kidding. I love you, dude.
Okay, that's nice. What do you think about the?
Do you think Kobe went to church and sat in those little baby rooms sometimes?
I mean, he had 5 kids. I'm sure one of them was a shithead.
Probably, huh?
Yeah.
I don't think he went to church. Did he go to church? Was he a Christian man?
And also, I don't think that they have those at. I mean,
At the churches he's going to?
yeah, those are like those churches are singing, clapping, loving life,
Oh, yeah.
and mine are like, turn to the page. This you will die in eternity if you do not believe in God.
And that's when he say, "Let us pray." That's when I'd go and take the book and hold it in front of him as an altar boy.
Oh, it's terrible.
And then he just flipped to the page. And then I saw his nails grabbing the edge of the book, and they're just so grimy and fucking full of dirt. And I'm like, dude, is this guy?
I haven't touched a woman in years.
but I've touched many kids.
Oh Jesus,
dude. And I'm like right there, and it's like, is he gonna touch me? But he never did. So
Yeah.
my insecurities just kind of skyrocketed. And
were you Catholic or
Whoa.
Christian?
I didn't mean to say that. I was Catholic.
So
Raised,
it was
raised
weird. It's like
Catholic.
in the Catholic ones, like the church, like the dudes, like it always did kind of seem like they're reading for the first time. Like it's like if you're gonna take that job, like wouldn't you become better at reading and being a
Right.
public speaker? He's like, and then Jesus turns. It's like, dude, don't you do this every
Don't
single
you have this
day?
shit memorized, bro?
So, and
That's
the
every Sunday.
Then the
okay?
Christianity, that's like those are the big two differences between those religions. The and the
Yeah.
Christian guys,
The
happy
pastors.
go lucky.
Yeah.
Hey guys, let's get some Papa John's because Jesus loves us. Woo! Like they're like super excited. super,
want pepperoni?
Yeah.
Karen wants pepperoni.
Drinking 2 liters by the fucking gallon, dude. Oh, Christians love a
man.
good pizza party
They do, man.
and
They do.
karaoke, man.
Yeah, I mean, us Catholics sometimes like
Yeah.
karaoke too.
I had to. This is kind of a weird story. I got in some legal issues before I decided to do community service.
When was this?
This was
Oh,
like
back in your prime?
back in that was a long time. I started to do 48 hours of community service, which doesn't seem like too much, but it's a lot if you're like I was working 2 jobs, played
Yeah.
music and all this shit. So it's like balancing that. So I was doing this like a youth group thing for like 2 hours to 3 hours every Wednesday, I believe it was.
Uh-huh.
So 3 hours, that's like I don't even know what 12 weeks or something like that. Sure. 12, maybe even more. So it was like a long process of like going to these youth groups.
Yeah, because it was only 3 hours.
And so
Yeah.
it was interesting getting this look inside of this whole other group of people than where I was because I was an atheist at that time. And so like I'm around these people that are just, get the chairs. It's a pizza bar. It's going to be great. Let's go. Okay, it's going to be karaoke night tonight. And like all these kids just, and I was just like, wow, it just was so weird to be around people that were so much different than me. Like I just felt like we
Dude,
were
I
cut with
experienced-
2 different cuts of
I
cloth.
experienced almost the same thing because, like, yeah, I went to Catholic school, and then we had a neighbor moved in, and then they were like really Christian, and they went to this Christian school, and he's like, and we would skate in the neighborhood, and then he's like, hey, my church, has a half pipe,
Uh-huh.
like a legit, 6 foot tall half pipe, like, and I was like, oh shit, no way, and he's like, yeah, you can come with us next Sunday and you know.
But like that's what they do though. Like all these churches, they get these little like they have the best video games. They have
Dude, they
the
had
best
everything,
indoor
man.
soccer field.
They
have
had everything.
pizza parties. Like you love pizza parties when you're a kid. I'm talking shit about it, but I still love pizza and I love pizza
Hell yeah.
parties.
We just gotta
I love
talk about-
karaoke too.
We just talk about Jesus for a little bit.
I love
Yeah.
skateboard. You have a skateboard. Like they'd have full like you could rehearse like music,
Yeah, no,
bands,
for
drums,
sure.
guitars, and it's like all right, guys. It's like recreational time's over. Let's read some Bible verses. And just breaks into that.
And that was like half an hour, and then you go back and be like, oh, we're playing. What was it we were playing one day? But that's how they got me in. They got me in with
Pin the crown on Jesus.
With damn dude.
I know it's a brutal game.
And it bleeds.
Especially
it's
when
like
you
live
missed.
action. We were playing. It was something in the. We were playing in the dark. Was it dodgeball in the dark? I want to remember. Like it was
that was
fucking
different church.
Yeah, it was weird. But there was like the establishment it was at. It had like those major. It was a building, so it had like those major poles.
Yeah.
Like within the room, like in the middle of the room, and we were running around. They were padded, but I mean, we were running around in the dark, and then all of a sudden we just hear this like. Just like this agonizing fucking
Pastor Jimmy
scream, yeah. And so we flick the lights on, and homie's on the ground with a fucking. You know when you get those bumps on your head that are like legit golf
Yeah,
ball.
I never experienced.
I've never had one, but
yeah,
like I've seen them,
Yeah.
and it's like
It's cartoon.
They look so unreal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just like,
exactly. And it's just like, oh shit, that actually happened.
Yeah.
And so homie was on the ground like, just with this big fucking boulder on his head, dude, because he smacked into the fucking
Rest
pole.
in peace.
I think he died.
Rest
honestly.
in peace, Daryl.
Daryl.
Sticky
R.I.P.
finger Daryl.
We're gonna put you in the cry room at the church. How about that, huh, boy?
His family too. They won't shut up.
Seriously.
No,
but they did have they had all the gadgets, man.
Yeah. They were groovy, dude.
And then I was the best skater there, so like everybody was like, "Oh yeah, Pete's here this week," and I was going.
This is
for
the
like,
Antichrist.
I was going for like 2 months, man.
That was a dope move.
Just for that
Tony
half
Hawk,
pipe,
dude. Yeah, one time I remember though, and what was interesting too, because it was
but two different fucking cuts of cloth.
Yeah, so it's weird to be surrounded by those kind of people, and you kind of have to, get along or whatever. It's not like but it's I don't, and it's what's weird about this is the slimy part. It's like I didn't cast any judgment on any of these people, but I know that they looked at me a whole different way. It's like because I know that we're
That's
two
true,
different cuts of cloth, but I always felt like belittled. Or because in this one,
or maybe that was just because I've somewhat experienced that too. Maybe it's just our insecurities at the.
But there's like because why I know this sticks out more is like one verse they're reading, and it's talking about
they're looking at you just like, and you know what,
Nick over here. No, but it was about how like people were born, and some are just born with a stone heart. Like some people aren't born with the Lord's love or the will to ever love the Lord, and they're almost like these little pawns that are given for other people to test them and to their faith of eternity.
Right.
And so he's like, dude, I remember the first time I read this, and I'm just like, yeah, some people are just doomed for damnation. Like they never were given even a choice by Jesus. Like Jesus doesn't actually love. I was like, that's some fucked up shit, dude. I'm like, yo. Like I'm like, because obviously I'm that person in that situation. I'm the one that's with that, like, that's just, I don't know. I just feel like
you're the stone heart.
Having that kind of belief, and I am a piece of shit, but I have a good spirit. I'm trying my best, but no, I don't. It's weird how religions like that were like you're kind of cut from the same religious class of other people that believe in different gods and everything, but yet you hate each other so much. Like the amount of love, like juxtaposed with hate inside of the Bible and through religion, you're just like, you're the most violent people. You're the most sexually aggressive people. And you're just like, what? Gee, like, why?
Yeah.
You should be the lovers, the ones that are, giving money to panhandlers, taking them into your church and donating. And it's just,
for sure,
it's become like, such a money making scheme. I feel like I don't know. I'm just going on about religion, but
well, I even remember like in Catholic, I had a similar thought when I saw this homeless couple that walked into the church, and it was probably like 15 minutes into mass.
Yeah.
And you just see the people around like not scatter, but like kind of move away a little bit, or look at them and do one of these faces. And in my head as a fucking
I got a 911 on
just so you know.
I'm watching.
You want to go to the cry room, Karen?
Watch their hands.
But
Let's make a plan. Karen, cry room. All right.
should we put them in quarantine? Cry room? Yeah. They got a speaker in there. No.
I don't know if I trust them.
But as a kid, I was just like looking at these people, like almost disgusted by the fact that, you know, these two homeless people came into the church and, you know, want to learn about God and have their faith set and, you know,
Take a couple dollars out of the basket.
yeah, you know what? Probably. But they needed it more than the church. Okay?
I mean, think about
the
who
church was just having renovations and got new carpet all on the first
That's
floor.
what I'm saying.
So come on, God.
Cut them a break. Let them get a McDouble after you know, church.
Spicy McChicken and a McDouble.
Yeah. Oh.
What is that, the air?
Yeah.
Damn, these are good headphones, too. Upgrade up at the
It's
Studio
like
3.
it's midsummer. Something's about
shit.
to happen, dude.
Damn, that's so cool. But
And what was the midsummer? They had I watched it a while ago. It was like
the kid that they hung up and pulled his lungs out.
Oh yeah, that was
Was
crazy.
fucking wicked, bro.
I just like watched The Green Inferno right before that too. Do you know that movie?
Nuh-uh.
It's supposed to be like one of the most violent movies ever because they did it after American Cannibalism, I think, which is supposed to be like the goriest.
Huh.
But it's like these kids that get stuck on one of those old islands where they are all
Have
getting
to resort to, or they're getting hunted.
well, it's not that they get hunted. It's like they are taken in like to the tribe because like people that aren't touched by Western society and who like you know they're sacrificing and they're doing
Gotcha.
all that kind of stuff and it's fucking brutal.
Yeah.
But what was that girl that
Hold on.
Yeah.
We'll get to the girl
Okay.
at Midsummer, but
Yeah.
like back to the point of like
Yeah, what we're
cut
talking
from
about.
the different clots, man,
Yeah.
because it's like I saw that judgment
Uh-huh.
as a child, and I was like, these guys are just so hypocritical. Like you know,
Yeah.
like over here we're praising. You
How
know,
old were you?
I was probably like 12, 13 maybe.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I mean not super young, but also like I don't know, right when you're starting to grasp onto like a somewhat realistic picture of what people are,
Life is,
humans,
or-
life. Yeah.
When did you realize that like older people don't have their lives figured out?
When I was like 16,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
kind of, dude.
Damn. What was the giveaway?
I don't know, man. It's just like dealing with. I saw like some family members, you know, not have their shit together, and I'm like, well, motherfucker's 35. Like,
I guess I always like
you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
or friends, uncles, or friends, you know, dads or family too. It's like, oh shit, we're all just kind of flopping
Guessing.
around like
Yeah.
fish
Wet
out of
fish,
water,
yeah.
bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're all
Yeah.
just trying to dip our toes back into that water
Yeah.
and catch a break or catch a breath or something. And it's like, I don't know.
That's a weird thing to notice. Like, it's like I feel like it happens in increments of like age kind of helps you do that. It's like every 5 years,
For
then every 10
sure,
years. Like
yeah.
you turn 20, the world's at 30, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, people that I know are just. I'm like, it's weird to be
Yeah.
that
Bro,
age.
I'm a dad.
Yeah, right.
That's
Exactly.
weird.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like,
yeah.
That's
That's
fucking
true.
weird. But
I will say though, like in terms of people that have kids and whatnot, like I do feel like you have stayed, like I'm not really wavering in character, which is cool because I do feel like it does. Obviously, it changes people, but sometimes it changes people in a different way too. You know,
yeah. Oh, I go ahead.
relationships do that too.
No,
I mean,
for sure.
people will turn into completely different people, and I don't know. I appreciate that about you. Respect that for sure.
Thanks, man.
Fucking grow up.
God, maybe this is a point. This is
Yeah, right.
some advice. Like maybe you should change into that.
No, because
no,
you
I
are,
understand.
but you are a continually changing, evolving human, though.
Oh, for sure.
You know, so
Yeah,
like
we all are.
That was before even. No, we aren't. I mean, we all are
biologically.
biologically, but like metaphysically, I guess not so
Yeah.
much. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah, dude. I've had friends that have had kids, and you know they're like, not that they've ever said anything, or maybe I'm just making all this shit up, but it's like,
yeah,
we're probably gonna stay away from these other, or when we would go out and have good times and whatnot.
Right.
But it's like, okay, now we're parents, so it's like I don't know.
Cast judgment on those people too.
Somewhat.
Like, God damn.
Yeah, so I don't know, man.
They've got to
It's
be
just-
so unhappy.
Yeah, life's just fucking. We're all, like I said, fish out of fucking water in a cry room at a Catholic church.
Well, that's elaborate. How'd the fish get there?
Well, they had
He was a
tank.
pescatarian.
Such a good one. Anyway, back to Midsummer. What'd you say about the girl? How did the girl what?
I just don't remember what happened with like she was she was cast away out of, and she was like super fucked up looking, right? She was cast out of like the group kind of, and she like was in a cage and they discovered her. Am I thinking of the right movie? Was that not in there? She was like a little monster child.
Who? The main girl?
No, not the main girl. She was beautiful.
Yeah, she was beautiful.
Yeah.
Which other girl were you talking about?
It looked like she kind of was like a child version of what Goonies, the dude down in that little.
Oh no! Oh oh fuck! What were they calling it? They're like.
Was it their prophet
it was,
or like oculate?
Yeah, prophet, oculate. Yeah,
Okay.
It was.
Because I felt like it kind of, for some reason, I remembered leaving that movie being like, what was the whole?
It was deliberate inbreeding that caused that.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So she was the one, or he, I don't know, because they didn't
Yeah.
specify on a gender.
It was the pre-Goonies. That's all it was. Now that I connect those dots, it was when.
But it was, the oculate, the prophet, would write all their scriptures.
Oh, and
all
she was
those
always
books.
drawing
Yeah,
those
yeah,
things.
yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Yo, when they took the old ladies and the old guy, because they're like, he was explaining, the guy that was from the village, he was explaining like, yeah, you live as a child. And then
I just love how we're talking about this again after like 15, 20 minutes.
Oh, Midsummer?
Yeah.
Oh, bro, it's a
Sorry. What?
But like he's like, you live your life as from 1 to like 17, you're a child, and 17 to
Oh yeah, I
something.
like that. It's like the 4 seasons of life, right?
Yeah. And he's like, and
Yeah.
then from this to 72, that's your retirement or whatever. And then one of the characters asks like, what happens at 72? And I think it was portrayed in the movie as jokingly, he kind of does this cut of the neck gesture, and he's like, you're done, after that. And it's like when they were having that dinner right before they jumped off the fucking cliff.
Right.
It was because they were both like 72 that year or something like that.
And the one didn't die right away, so they took the
oh,
hammer
that
over.
took the
That was such a
fucking mallet.
slow scene.
Dude, and it's like
Smashing.
3 people hit him.
Was
Like
that
the
comedian?
first one was fine. Gallagher?
Yeah,
Jesus.
Gallagher making an appearance.
Where's the fucking sheets to put on the audience?
He could have gotten back into acting. That was the
Yeah.
perfect role for him. It's like, Gallagher, we got the role of a lifetime.
Bring your mallet.
Bring your mallet. I'll be right there. Dun.
He comes in with his striped shirt and his fucking little weird hat.
Is that fucking Gallagher?
Little fucking French hat.
He looks
that
terrible. He's not going to pass for 72. 85, maybe.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Life's just fucking a mess. Kind of. I don't know. It feels like it's been fucking a crazy January, dude.
Say something. Something you want to get off your I don't know, dude. Just life is just a fucking fireball that's just burning on the inside and it just never gets better.
It's like playing the floor is lava as an adult over here. Jeez, I don't know where to step anymore.
Yeah,
man.
it's like, yeah, exactly.
But like January,
The floor is technically lava.
yeah.
Earth's core, you know what I'm saying?
I guess if you believe Earth is a fucking globe and planet.
That's a
dude.
good point. I don't.
But January just seemed like such a shit show. Everybody, you go into the new year like, oh, new year, new me.
I was
all
sober,
these,
so I mean, it was actually pretty clear for me.
all these fucking, good.
Yeah, what do we have? What do we start? World War III.
World
the
War
first
III, 2 days. World War III, Australia.
Some people got their new
fire.
toys and they're still having fun with their new toys from Christmas. And Donald Trump was like, World War III.
World War III, baby. Get ready. You're
New
getting
year, new me.
You're getting drafted. New year, same war. How about it?
Yeah. Then so World War III went down.
Australia's
on fire. That girl's showing her fucking tits, and I looked her up.
Who is this? What are you talking about? The
tits for cash.
Instagram model, yeah.
Titty Cash.
Titty Cash. That's another one. That's another website.
Tittycash.com. Brought to you
Yeah,
by Who Do You Think
Homegirl.
You Are? Put in WDTUR to save money on those titties.
We're sponsored by a porn.
Yeah, dude.
Nice, dude.
Got to get it where you can.
That's
We just
how-
got a free membership.
That's
That's
true.
it.
Yeah. That was all we got.
A lot
out
of
it.
fecal play.
But yeah,
They said it was on brand. I don't know.
Titty for cash on Instagram model. Yeah, she raised about 10 grand.
So Australia fire.
Australia fire. We got a fucking plague coming at us.
Was
Like,
that the next tragedy?
I don't
feel like there might
know,
have been
dude.
one thing
There's-
between there.
what was it?
I don't know.
Did you hear about how the Australian bushfires were kind of all along I think it's the eastern part of Australia where they want to build
Is that where Kanye lives? The yeast?
the east. They want to build like a fucking light rail from like the top of Australia all the way down to the
Oh,
bottom.
right.
So it's like this conspiracy to like
Yeah.
all these smart cities want to be implicated, smart, technology be implicated in Australia and shit. So like
I could see that.
there's people that think that shit was started on purpose to clear that land and to clear those roads to start building that.
I could see that.
train.
That's the oldest trick in the book. We
I mean,
were doing
yeah.
that since the beginning of our
Fake it till
civilization.
you make it, baby.
When we first discovered fire, and we were learning how to kill animals, we would set fire to just huge grass and burn out areas, and then we just eat the animals that are left over.
Damn, that's smart.
Yeah, so that's how
That's smart for dumb people.
and we wiped out all of our greenery, and then that's how like wheat production started happening, and that's the beginning of the agricultural.
Damn, dude, you diving
revolution.
into this Sapiens book, huh?
It's some really amazing stuff in
Yeah.
there. It's interesting. I've made a goal to read 10 books this year,
Yeah.
which I don't know if that seems like a lot or not a lot, but it's a shitload. For
Last
me.
year I was on track to
It's a
read
lot.
12 books a year.
Yeah.
I
My
got to
sister said
6
her
months.
friend does 55 books every year or something.
What?
Like
She must not have a life. She definitely doesn't have a podcast, that's for sure.
she should have a podcast about how many books she reads because that's interesting.
She's probably a critic, dude. That's probably her job.
But 12 books last year. That's what you.
I
did.
was on track.
Yeah,
And then I
gotcha.
stopped 6 months. I read 6 books last year.
Oh, you idiot!
I know. Just like my shortcomings.
You read you. That's like the dude. I read.
Don't call
20
me an idiot, okay, you asshole.
I read 12 books last year. Oh yeah, yeah. I read 6.
No, I said I was, first off, if you would have listened to me like you never
Yeah,
fucking knew.
halfway through the year.
I said,
so
no,
that
no,
was
no.
your pattern for
I
6
was-
months. You're like,
exactly.
it should have continued for 6 more
It
months.
did. Yeah, it should have, but it didn't, okay? I was on track.
Damn, that's some
do
political
12
shit.
bucks.
That's some
Well,
political
see, it's-
jargon,
you,
dude.
You got to spit what it would have been.
Jobs for everybody.
But then,
who isn't lazy?
Exactly.
Looking at you, Deborah.
Come on, Karen, in the cry room at the fucking Catholic Church.
Why are we always holding these in churches?
Everything's in a church, bro.
Are you paying attention? I mean, I'm guessing probably no, but like I guess there's a big thing.
You asshole. Why would you assume that I'm
The
not paying
Iowa
attention?
caucus with like the Democrat, like they got all fucked up again because like
What is the Iowa caucus?
for the DNC like primary.
Oh, okay.
So it's an important one to see like who's gonna take reins of the DNC. And Bernie kind of got fucked over again, which I think that's so funny that people like weren't surprised. And some guy like named Pat or something. I didn't even heard or seen of him.
I know there's a Pete out there. Isn't there
Pete,
Pete?
maybe that's Pete. Yeah.
He's gay.
Is he?
Yeah, I think so. It's coming
It's
now.
progressive.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that guy. I just heard.
Yeah,
like,
but did
saw
you
that
see
he,
Pelosi rip up them papers last night?
Yeah, they were the impeachment papers, right? 'Cause
That
it
was
didn't pass.
that was his State of the Union speech.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh,
think.
that's what
Yeah.
it was. Yeah.
But I didn't fucking watch it. I just saw a couple memes on that.
Yeah,
this
me too.
morning.
That's all. I saw a Cruella DeVille one, and I just and everybody's surprised that Trump wasn't impeached. I don't know if anybody's fucking surprised by that. Politics are just such a fucking.
Oh, for sure, man.
It's
Nancy Pelosi and Donald Trump despise each other so much. They'd probably have the best like hate sex,
maybe.
Just like it's like,
It's
oh,
like-
rip me up like you ripped those papers up last night.
Damn.
Who'd be giving it to who? Do you think?
She was definitely a pegger.
Yeah,
for
you think
sure.
so?
Yeah, oh yeah. They call her.
Just don't tell Melania about this.
They call her
That's the
Pegasaurus Pelosi in the Oval Office.
Pegasaurus Pelosi.
She
huh?
can fuck anything the size of a Oval
Damn.
Office. She's got a big selection of toys in there.
Does she?
Yeah.
Damn.
Ted Cruz watches it all as he makes beheading videos.
And criticizes the gays.
He doesn't always do that. Just sometimes.
Oh, it's a big go-to
Sometimes
for
he has
him.
something to say. And then there was politics in the Super Bowl commercials too. I feel like there's a lot of.
Okay, what do you
and then
think
the
about the halftime show?
Beyonce
About
and
the
Jay Z
stripper- the
sitting
stripper?
down during the national anthem.
Oh, yeah.
So much political.
Dude, I think
drama.
everybody's.
I had
just
to
trying
really turn off the old political meter in my head.
Yeah.
But I was sober.
I bet your
so I
dad
was
didn't
able to-
appreciate that, huh?
He was trying. He was really trying. He was
Trying you probably.
Yeah. Yeah, he was definitely trying. Didn't
God
work.
damn it,
Hold on.
George.
Yeah, the halftime show. What did I think of it? It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
you-
Shakira was looking good. I enjoyed
Oh,
watching
God.
that, but also for a national sports game, when there's a stripper pull out. I'm liberal. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
progressive. I don't. sex and everything, whatever. But it is like, shouldn't this be like music? And I can't really take it serious ever since I think it was the Red Hot Chili Peppers and they wanted to actually play live. And I hate that band too.
Oh, and they
but
were
they
like,
wanted to play live. I'm like, no, we can't do
Yeah.
that. It's not even possible.
Right.
They're like, literally every performer has to fake it just because the PA and how big the arena is. Like, there's
Yeah.
no way to make it work.
Probably-
But put their vocals in there a little bit or something. There's really nothing you can do, dude.
No, because they're probably, putting in those fucking subliminal
Oh yeah,
little noises in the recordings
yeah,
and
it makes
whatnot.
you, sucks you in.
And you're like, and then your eyes go into that hypnotic loop, just like,
Yeah.
and taking kids in cages and Beyonce or
Yeah, her daughter, J-Lo's
Shakira,
daughter, was in a
J-Lo's-
cage, right?
Yeah,
On
there
the
was
side,
a
but then
ton of kids in a cage. Like, okay, this isn't the representation of what's actually going on in
And
sex
why-
trafficking. Like,
And I get the whole art thing, but isn't it like you're putting your own kid in a cage too? Like, I mean,
yeah.
let's.
Well, then she's the only one that broke free out of the cage and blossomed and,
That's
and,
what I'm saying.
and started
That she's
singing. Like,
It's
yeah,
like, oh, okay, cool.
oh, cool, yeah. And
if
we
you sell
idolize
your
all
if you
this.
sell your body to
Yeah.
the fucking music industry or Epstein Island, you're actually okay with us.
Yeah, we can give you a couple million,
Jesus,
but yeah, it's like that, and
so sexual.
we so sexualized, and then we also like we worship these people. We like look
Right.
up. It's like the Kobe thing too. Going back to
Yeah.
that, like when he died, it was a wave of like everybody at the lunch table that I was at, like, oh, one person says it in the corner, like, oh, Kobe died, and then everybody starts slowly like, I don't really like pull up their phone. Kobe died.
It
Kobe
was-
died.
yeah, it
Kobe
was a
died.
weird
And then
one,
the
yeah.
wave comes over the table, and then the whole restaurant that we're in, it's like, oh my god. And then the fucking
That's true.
TVs like start
Yeah.
popping up and showing the actual footage, and I'm just like, we literally worship these people.
Yeah,
that,
it's crazy.
Yeah, they affected and touched so many lives, and
It's how you build an empire.
exactly.
It's like
dude,
keeping
and
these
it's like-
little lies alive. Like you keep this, like, he's a god to a lot of people, and like they
Yeah,
worship him in that same
exactly,
way. And you make
yeah.
all these miniature gods that are like, they do over houses. Then you have the Gordon Ramsays, and you have all these people,
Right.
all these. Like maybe one day I could be that person, or I can strive to be that person. And
yeah, you idolize.
you
them,
idolize
yeah.
them, and we're fed to do that from our young age. And you sell everything of yourself. And then you realize you've just been worshiping, and you haven't been like pursuing your own
Right.
dreams or something in the same process, or you get trapped inside that same web.
Yeah, for sure. And
you
don't get me
know?
wrong, I pulled up my phone too, and I was like, "Oh, let's see what
Yeah.
happened." 5 dead, it started with, Kobe died, and the
Yeah.
pilot obviously 2 dead. Then, there was actually 5, and there's fucking 9. And how about those other people in the fucking plane
Right.
too?
Or how
which
about
is
the
a
other
baseball
people in
coach and-
everywhere over America that are killed by gun violence and,
yeah,
and
or not to mention
po-
other fucking helicopter crashes that nobody's
exactly.
advocating for their lives.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
So it's like we choose. That's the thing. On top of that, it's like that's the interesting thing about having the technology we have now. Because out of my 31 years, Kobe Bryant's like 95s or something.
Yeah.
Something like that. I'm not really sure. But I'd never heard anybody talk about Kobe Bryant before, or basketball, or
Yeah.
the Lakers. And then all those people are tweeting about things. Oh, this is tragic. This is sad. Like he was. And then I don't know. Maybe people did have they idolized him back when they played NBA Jam or some shit.
right.
But I hadn't heard you talk about Kobe Bryant for a long time.
Yeah,
there's-
everybody was kind of hush hush about it. He retired.
yeah. But then everybody has the biggest. You shouldn't talk like this, or this is this is.
And that's what I'm saying.
they're
Maybe
just
I'm
like,
being
dude,
maybe
yeah.
I'm being insensitive, but that fucker lost me when first off, he was accused of rape.
Yeah.
And then when he snitched on fucking Shaq.
Oh right.
Because, obviously money brings power, and power kind of corrupts. So Shaq was obviously, messing around
Yeah.
with them side hoes too, as
Oh,
well
yeah.
as Kobe was. And like when he's like, oh, I'm not the only one doing it, Shaq's doing it too. I'm just like,
Yeah, that's fucked
you
up.
fucking little
And the thing
Tekashi
is-
6ix9ine motherfucker.
And that's the thing too.
man.
On top of that, and I tell people too, like, well, you bring it up 17 years later, and this is one case. I'm like, that's not one. That's not the first time that happened. That it's like this huge, you know what I mean?
Right.
There's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
pattern. Like I was telling someone about this. I can't remember. And we were talking about that swimmer in Stanford or whatever that raped the unconscious girl behind the dumpster.
The dumpster. He got
And
probation or
for like
some
3
shit
months
like
and got released, or 6 months and got released early or something like that. And it's what were we talking about? I can't remember.
that. Social justice wars bringing that up.
Oh yeah, but it's like, and people hate him. They're like, because he gets away because it's like, oh, he's been a perfect person. It's one time. It's like, really, that was your first time getting drunk, and you did something that fucked up. You're a fucking monster.
Yeah.
So there's no
for
way.
sure. It's like,
There's been miniature
You just haven't
things
gotten
of
caught.
like, hitting girls or doing weird things, and that led up to this moment where you've been a piece of shit for a long time, and you're fucking. It finally came time to like pay the tab and be like, yeah, you're exposed for being an asshole.
Right.
'Cause at some point, even if you're old and you've got Bill Cosby and you've been a fucking monster your whole life, like
you just haven't.
It's gonna
been
happen.
Caught. Yeah. You just.
And then if you never get caught, you'll be caught in existential crisis when you die. And like what
You'll
you
be
said,
Weinstein,
your
dog.
DMT releases in your brain, and whatever shit you've been holding for your whole life, and like that, your time will come.
That
Then
karma,
you'll die and resurrect in some.
That karma, baby.
Yeah.
You gonna get it. You be a Slytherin fucking snake, man.
In the tall grass.
Just dragging your body fucking to get places.
I don't think snakes drag bodies. I think they just kind of swallow.
That was a silent one.
Those are the deadly ones.
They are, man. They've been on one today too. I had a couple plates of beans today.
Wow, I really must talking like this to you. A couple plates of beans?
Yeah, man. I went back for seconds.
Oh. What kind of beans are we talking about?
Refried.
Okay. All right. Wow.
God, every time I think of refried beans, I just think of Mitch Hedberg's fucking joke.
What is it?
Like maybe fried beans are just as good as refried beans, and we're all just wasting time.
Oh.
It's like it's fucking this little.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah, wordplay with this little.
I'll be like I do a lot of shuffle all on my phone, and I have like a couple of his albums like downloaded on my phone. So when I do shuffle all, I'll be like jamming really loud in the car, some songs, and all of a sudden I'll be like, the thing about two. It's like, goddamn, it completely jumped out of my vibe there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. That's fucking January. Hopefully February is gonna go better for
It's shorter
the world. Yeah.
So no
The
matter
leap
what.
year this year.
Yeah.
God.
It did seem like a pretty hectic January. Felt good being sober.
Well,
honestly.
I made it 20 days without alcohol,
Mhm.
and then I did complete it with the marijuana. This was actually my second time smoking
Oh yeah.
since the 30 days.
There you go.
I did go to the Phoenix Open. That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you been drinking, or you've been cut back on?
I've
the
been
sauce
drinking.
too?
I've been drinking. I actually think I've drank a lot more, which is, I was thinking about this last night, and I was like, okay, dude, kind of pump the brakes a little bit, because like I went to New Mexico, because my brother got engaged. Congratulations to my brother and his now fiance. And I was like, I'm gonna be out there. It's like celebrating my brother's engagement.
Yeah.
And it's
I
like,
gotta get fucked up. I
get
don't want to remember this.
I don't get some bubbly on me or something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
had a couple.
Isn't that
beers.
weird though? Like, this is the problem with alcohol. It's like
It is the
every
problem
fucking
with
event.
alcohol.
It's like, and I was. Oh yeah, you keep on going, then I'll tell you my side of whatever.
Well, no, that's like what one of the things, one of the
that kicked it off.
Variables that, I don't know, enabled me to say, oh, okay, I'll have a beer today, and like,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna be celebrating with my brother on the 24th. Like,
Justify.
Justifying and yeah, that is the tricky part with fucking alcohol, man, because it's so socially acceptable, and
Yeah.
and you do it to celebrate, you do it to mourn, you do it to everything.
Yeah.
Dude. You can implicate it in many ways.
Oh yeah.
Implicate. I don't think that was the right word.
That's
But
all right.
fuck it.
But yeah, that's I don't know. It felt for me, it's a challenge to not drink, and then the problem is too, like when it ends, it's like you kind of you miss all these. You're like, oh, this whole last month I missed doing this, so now it's time I get to do this with this and this again, and it's like you almost kind of go on a bender in a way because to make up for that last time. And for me, it was after January. I'm like, I drank. And then had that hangover that next day. I'm like, I'm fucking done with this. Like, I loved the whole last month. I love the sobriety, actually. Like, I really enjoy it. Like, I know at one point in my life I have to do that. And it's like, I'm like, is this the time? And so even like the first couple days after that, like I just I was like, I'm not drinking again. Like even the Super Bowl, like I said, I was sober, which is, it's hard too. Cause then
did you not drink?
No. And
that's awesome.
And
dude.
but it's like people are like, why aren't you drinking? Well, it's like it's such a thing
it's
where
so-
no matter what, you're like if you have to explain yourself,
Yeah.
and people almost make you feel bad and like you're the weird person for not drinking. And it like makes
Right.
it super difficult to
For
not
sure.
drink.
Have you drank?
No, I have. Yeah, I have because
Yeah.
I'm just like then at some point you're just like well I had to like I went to band practice and after they had a beer they all had beer the two there too. And I'm like it's weird. It's just
That's tough.
It
Dude.
really is. And
Do
then
your bandmates, like when you are doing the 30-day challenge and you have practice, would they like not bring beer just because they know
they'll still
they
drink.
still drink?
And that's the thing. I know I can even do it, but
Yeah,
when
yeah,
we
yeah.
have the rule thing off, and I'm just like, I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
I love not drinking.
It's like the fucking settings on your phone. You turn it off and you're like, oh, you're enabling this shit.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
Yeah, let's do that.
So it's definitely my goal this year to cut way back further than I ever have for sure. I'm still gonna drink and everything, probably more than obviously more than I want to. And this is me justifying it, but it's like it's a slow process. I feel like I don't know that maybe that's not a healthy way to do it, but if I'm at least eliminating by like half or something and keep on going from there, like even from before we started this podcast, the amount of times not drinking during this podcast is more than I've done the last 10 years combined.
For sure.
So it's like there is progress, and like am I being too hard on myself, or am I, you know what I mean, just making excuses? And that's this problem that I'm having. And I'm like, do I need to go to an AA or something? But I don't want to stop smoking weed because like you need to find a group of people that don't. And all my family are drinkers, all my friends are drinkers. It's like, and I like that too.
Right. And that's that hard part, man.
I don't know. I've been having a real tough time with it.
But even,
I've been drinking a lot again and just going back to it. And you're like, fuck, I don't want to be in this pattern again.
Yeah. Waking up all feeling like shit and
not remembering nights. That's my thing. Is like, I've heard a couple of comedians talk about this on podcasts where when they like Nikki Glaser and stuff, when she stopped drinking, it's like, I'll have like 2 beers, like 2 shots or something like that. Like nothing crazy.
Yeah.
And my whole night is so blurry.
Really?
Where it's like
you're getting that?
Yeah. And she says, like, and they always talk about like John Mulaney said too, is like, it was like, it's weird. It's like your brain trains yourself knowing that you're just going to keep on going till this happens. So then it triggers
It comes up quicker. Yeah.
So maybe that's complete something. And I just have put that in my brain. And it's like absorbed it. But like, I don't enjoy it for that reason. Cause when I'm like sober or just smoking weed, it's like the nights seem long.
Can you have like 1 or 2 beers?
That's what I need to start being better at. Or even just not bringing beer and alcohol here, or just, I don't know. I need to set kind of some parameters on myself because I really enjoy being off of it.
That. Yeah,
but I enjoy being on it too. I mean, I'm an alcoholic. Like, I know I am.
Well, like
like I said, it's so fucking hard because you go anywhere and people make jokes at you and say that, and just like why is it this book that I read, I can't remember what it's called, but it was a book recommended by all those people, and they talk about it. It's like the weirdest thing. It's like you have to justify yourself for not poisoning yourself.
Yeah,
it's so strange.
Yeah, it is very strange for sure, and it's just what has come about from it being so accepted and the norm, or like
was Super Bowl, the Super Bowl commercials. It's all alcohol.
Oh, for
and
sure.
And there's that one marijuana commercial that was supposed to be on there that
they didn't get. That CBS said like,
which was greenlit until like the day of.
Yeah, that was.
And why do you think that that's I don't know.
That's big pharma, baby. That's big pharma doing its work right there.
I think it's that. I think it's a sense of population control too. Like for deep conspiracy, I think it just makes us dumb and like unambitious.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, the same has been said for porn. Like,
yeah, right.
It's just this platform to keep you, thinking about other things, not your problems, not what you need to fix, not to move forward.
Yeah.
And, you're just zoned out and hypnotized by, fucking
some sloppers.
People fucking.
Some big old milk jugs.
Just some dairy nozzles.
Tittycash.com.
Yeah. Tittycash.com coming at you. From Studio 3s, if you type WT, or I don't even know. Fuck, I messed up the read.
If you type in what
I messed up the read, man.
Yeah,
so we're not getting paid for that one.
Shit.
Yeah, man. But
it's a struggle. I really rediscovered my love for weed, though.
Yeah,
I love it.
Well, pull it out again, man.
No,
please.
Oh, you want some?
Yeah, I do. But
like listening, like I sometimes I go in phases where I don't listen to records enough, and there's nothing as good as just smoking weed.
I need a new needle.
record.
I need a new needle for my record player. Ooh, That's the duck time.
Damn. That's the newest addition to the studio. We just got a duck.
Yeah, that just gives us a little warning when we're running out of time.
Yeah.
But
Final thoughts? What were we talking about?
what was I talking about? Oh, your rediscovery of weed.
Oh yeah, weed and spinning records.
Yeah, I need a new needle for mine, man.
I love how weed tastes. I love how it makes me. It really does.
You have a record of mine. It's bread.
Do I still have that?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
It's the best of bread.
I'll take it.
I will, man.
That's a good one.
record.
It really
man.
is.
I'm telling you, man, that's a great breakup record. You just need
yeah.
a bottle of whiskey and a little bit of bread.
I'm on that Nirvana Unplugged, the 25. It was just their
90,
25th anniversary
93?
one. I'm not sure what year that was, but
25th anniversary.
well, of the Unplugged.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they do a hologram.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But the Unplugged, it's so good. It's so good.
It's just him on the fucking stage.
Well, it's all of them. It's like the way they stripped it
acoustic,
down was so good. I miss those like unplugged things on MTV.
MTV is just not what it is. What it used to be.
No
man.
way.
Whatsoever.
What happened? What set that off? But we do it.
Culture.
That's the thing. We all talk
Yeah.
shit about it, but it's because of the viewers.
Yeah.
So you stopped watching, and that's why it's not on there anymore.
Exactly.
It didn't just happen magically that Teen Mom became a 6-hour block every Tuesday at 5 p.m. You know, you watched it.
You watched
Nick.
it a couple times, huh? Oh man, yeah, but what I've noticed, because I've been drinking more. I think I've drank more in the past. You know, when did I start drinking again? I think it was the 20th, because I lasted 20 days, so without alcohol. So after that, like I drank the 20th. We went to New Mexico. I drank the 24th, 25th, 26th. I drank the 27th. Like, you know, I've just kind of been drinking a lot more than I usually do. But when I do want to cut that out too, like a lot more. Like, let's not pour the glass of wine just as a nightcap, you know. Let's not do those little easy things that you could do.
It's so addicting.
It is
for everybody.
It really is.
Because that's the thing. Like when
and
you
then
tell people,
knowing when to stop too. It's like having that one or two
that's
beer,
true,
but
too.
having the will to like not
Yeah.
be like, dude, what's one more? I can handle one more. Oh, what is it? And that's that social
Yeah,
pressure that's
man.
put on you
It's
too. Like, oh, you're not
crazy.
gonna have another one, dude.
It's crazy.
You know? But when I smoked
sucks.
weed, when I smoked weed, it was the second the day. No, when did I smoke weed for the first time? After the 30 days. Anyway, when I did it, I was like, I took a rip, and I was like, that's all I need, you know.
Yeah.
And then, as I park on this, and so I took a hit, and then I went to bed, and then the next day I was like, I have like a bowl left, I think, and it's like, oh, I think I can. I'm like, so, you know what? I'm not gonna smoke that tonight. Like, and then I went two more days like without smoking.
Yeah.
So it's like getting a handle on that, because that was like my.
It's so weird that like weed crutches you so much. Like,
Yeah, well, that's like your alcohol. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's true. And you're like, well, I don't get why it's not that great, Nick. But like for me,
but
like,
I
from
do
the
get it because I do get it because it's like.
But no, it's weird to me that like it doesn't make you like create more creative. It's so wild.
It does, but it also makes me fucking lazy, dude, and I know that.
Yeah. Really living up to the stereotype. It's terrible.
Well,
break
you know,
it.
If you're not gonna go all the way, then what's the fucking point? All right,
Amen,
buddy?
buddy.
Come on.
Amen.
I think that's a good night.
Take your kid to the cry.
Get back in the cry room,
Yeah.
Karen, and take Jimmy with you.
Yeah.
No, but I have noticed my will, you know, has gotten stronger. Like saying, okay, I don't need to smoke.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
And you know what? Like, it's the reward that, like, you told me this. It's
Yeah.
like, do a little bit of writing, do your yoga, do your sesh, whatever you're gonna do, and then, you know, reward yourself with that.
Exactly.
And I've implicated that so much more.
I don't think that's a good thing either, though. Like the reward system, I think.
But
maybe
it's in moderation, dude.
Yeah, that's
in
true.
moderation, it's better
than
like
not. Better
waking up in the morning. Oh, I gotta go to work. Yeah, load it up. You know,
Yeah.
take a good bong rip, and then I got home from work. Load it up. I worked all day. You know, that's the justification. That's the reward. Then I'm good on that.
Do you feel bad for people that do that? Do you cast judgment on them?
I do not cast judgment on them, dude, because like I've done it. I know what it's like, and
I feel lucky that people can still do it because I remember those days. They just felt like everything just seemed okay. The glory days and the good old days always seem But they weren't
So
perfect
glorious
either.
and so good, right?
Yeah, but they weren't.
But they were. It was just like days like today or
Yeah.
days like tomorrow or
Today was great.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what if tomorrow never comes?
Except for my fucking need my amp back, but
Dude, your tats look good. I think we should get on that.
oh yeah,
next.
do we have time?
Get out of here. No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Thanks, man. I'm really stoked on them. Oh.
Well, okay, let's get it. Let's a
I don't think we
Russian
have
doll.
time, do we? Yeah, we should probably. But yeah, we got a little Russian doll, 4-eyed cat,
Four-eyed cat.
13 on there,
And then you got
oh,
that
this
was a
one's
brand
super
new baby.
fresh, yeah.
That's a coffin with a stairway leading up to the sky.
Yeah, it says Memento Mori. So
Nice. Well, maybe
Remember
we'll talk
death.
about him next week or something.
I hate getting tattoos. It hurts.
But you have a lot of them. You're a fucking masochist then.
Do you think so?
Maybe.
Yeah, I know.
You probably like getting tied up and shit.
No, well, actually, yeah. I do.
That's for next week. All right,
All
we'll
right,
get on
you're
the
right.
topic of Nick the
Damn it.
Masochist. We love you, folks. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Who Do You Think You Are podcast here at Studio 3. As always, amor y paz. We love you.
Amor.
Okay, go to the cry room.